This is Mazzy's 100th Whack-A-Mole. This is my top 5 albums. Led Zeppelin 3, Electric Ladyland, Black Sabbath, Motorhead, No Sleep Till Hammersmith, Ozzy Osbourne, Diary of a Madman, Randy Rhoads.
No Phil Collins?
Absolutely not.
Why not?
You should go behind the drum kit and shut up and play drums and and stop marrying those gold-digging women.
Hello everybody, we've just heard that Mazzy has reached 100 whack-a-mole videos. 100 times he's whacked off on camera. 100 whack-a-moles. Yes, he has whacked off 100 times and people have tuned in. Oh, he is a big wanker, isn't he? He is the biggest wanker in the VC. Yes, he is. He's always wanking, isn't he? He's always doing wanking videos. That's what he does. Oh, he's always wanking his mole. Oh, whack-a-mole. Yes, that's why it always retreats back inside him. That's where it lives. Oh, he has no balls either, you know. No, he doesn't. And also, the thing he has which compensates for all of this is a big shiny dome. Yes, he does have a big shiny dome, but he has to wear a hat on it, otherwise he'll blind the public. Yes, he'll blind the public. One thing, of course, he has lots of people watching his videos. This means he's attracted all the pond life of the VC. All of them. All the way up from the audiophile knob gobblers. Yes, all the way down to the very pond scum itself. Troglodytes. Troglodytes, they're the worst, aren't they? Yes. Like flies round a piece of shite. They are, aren't they? Like flies round a long white piece of shite. It's disgusting what passes for entertainment these days. It's absolutely disgusting. Dirty beggars. Anyway, oh no, I'm beginning to visualise it. No, don't do that, whatever you do. Oh no. Oh, Mazzy, can I be number 101? Can I help you out? No, don't do it. Oh, Mazzy. No, stop. Come back. Oh, Mazzy. No.
I'm lo-fi. I don't have the umbrellas and I don't have... this is a friggin' iPhone. Okay, Nick Rudo in Texas sent me this shirt. Nick, baby. Love you, baby. Okay.
I hate Phil Collins. I hate him. He's a terrible
Coffee Dave
man.
is here with us. Okay, by the way, I'm starting now. People are saying, are you starting? Well, I can edit this together. Whack-A-Mole number 100. Clooney wasn't available. All the, like, Kanye wasn't available. Melania? What's her name? Melania wasn't available. Whack-A-Mole 100. I usually pick 5 random records. I think what we'll do is we'll start. I have a few guests tonight, friends. We have Coffee Dave, the archivist is here, and a few other special guests. The archivist is here. Okay, go sit down. But we're gonna pull some random records. I'm gonna have them start out pulling 5 records, and I'll talk about them. Then they're gonna pull records, and then they're gonna talk about whatever they want to talk about. Okay. Oh, I have. You know Portlandia. Kyle McLaughlin's the mayor of Portlandia. We got and what's that band? What's that women's band? Sleater Kenny's not Portlandia. No. They're Olympia. They're Olympia. Yeah. They're girls gone wild? No.
Sleater Kenny.
Girl.
You should stop.
Girls Sleater wild.
What's the term?
Carrie Nation.
Girls.
What's her name? Carrie.
But what's the genre?
Oh.
Carrie Brownstein.
Riot Girls.
But what's Riot Girls? Riot Girls.
Got it.
I got Vinyl Crush.
So I get a kiss too?
Yeah. This is my therapist. Vinyl Crush from Portland, Oregon. How does that make your mother feel? Vinyl Crush, Mark from Portland, and his lovely companion, Elise. That's what she said. Elise, here.
Hello.
You get a kiss from Mazzy now. You gotta collect.
So we're gonna pull some random and just celebrate. We're gonna like chill out a little bit. we might stop and start and pull some records. So we have a few other guests here, but
Regardless of whatever.
cheers. Nick Rudo. Thank you. Okay, I'll do the first one.
Are we live?
No, we're not live. We're live. Oh my God. Why is this there? Oh, I got that. Anthem of the fucking Sun. The Grateful Dead, San Francisco. This is 1968, I'm thinking. Whatever, 68. Or 69, 68. Anthem of the Sun, Grateful Dead. There were several mixes of this. This is an interesting record because it was a combination of live and studio recordings mixed in. Of course, my hometown band, the Grateful Dead to San Francisco, is like Pearl Jam to Seattle, right? Am I right?
Yes.
Yeah, okay. Mark says yes. Grateful Dead to San Francisco is Pearl Jam to Seattle, and Velvet Underground to New York, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And who to Austin? Who would be the Austin, who's the band that represents Austin?
13th floor elevators.
13th floor elevator, Rocky Erickson. Okay, that's my whack-a-mole, so they're going to pick the rest for me.
Might I?
Oh, yes.
I don't know. I thought this is always kind of awesome. At least I don't have this box set, but it's a fine album. And I know they've reissued it recently for all the people that are trying to for the notes. But
Fuck you, Phil Collins t-shirt.
what a fantastic.
The Who's Next? The Who's Next?
Yeah, I mean,
The
I don't
Who's
know if
Next?
There's probably mono
The
and
Who's
stereo.
Next?
I don't know, but yeah,
1967.
5 years before the Who's Next.
I Can See for Miles and Miles, one of the great singles that should have been number one that wasn't number one.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
here we are, kind of little, yeah. Oh, Britain.
Oh, Britain, right? Keith Moon and I share the same birthday, August 23rd. There you go. I got Coffee Julie here with me today. If you search back to Whack-A-Mole October, Halloween 2019, Coffee Julie. And Coffee Julie and Coffee Dave are not related. They just happen to be the coffee people. Does that make any sense? Coffee Julie, you gonna come in here? She's embarrassed. She's shy. Liquor her up a little more.
Just like hold their hand in and clink.
Yeah.
It's a soundtrack, which I don't usually promote.
Proof.
Okay.
Thank you. Good job.
The Archivist has a soundtrack.
And the soundtrack. Not really much of a soundtrack fan, usually. But everyone I've ever recommended this to has enjoyed it or already known it and relies on it as kind of one of their work records. So if you need to concentrate and get in the zone, or you just need to really kind of find that place inside yourself, this is that record. You know, that sounds crazy? That's true. Here we are. The Assassination of Jesse James is a really, really great record. The soundtrack is amazing, written by Nick Cave, Warren Ellis. Of course you can't go wrong. Don't even pretend like you can. It's amazing. It's a great record. It's a great mood. So good. Get it. Check it out.
That looks good.
Yeah!
Nice hat, right?
Didn't also write the story? I'm picking up Nick Drake's Pink Moon, and this is my favorite Nick Drake album. The reason for that is because the first two that he did were really overproduced. I thought there's lots of strings and stuff like that on this album. It's really sparse, really spare. It's mostly him on his guitar and a little piano. And the sad thing about this album was he didn't get to see it released. He committed suicide. The reason he wasn't famous, because he's kind of famous now, when these things came out, is because he was too shy and didn't like performing live and didn't like promoting his records. So he would just go and record something and then disappear.
Produced by Joe Boyd. Joe Boyd was an American expatriate, moved to London, moved to England, started the UFO Club, and he was the one who, the house band of the UFO Club in London was Pink Floyd. He produced the first Pink Floyd album once they got signed to EMI. he didn't get to produce them, unfortunately. But he produced a lot of this British folk and folk rock, late 70s, late 60s, early 70s. Incredible string band, Fairport Convention, Sandy Denny, obviously Nick Drake. Incredible stuff. And great. If you get a chance, Google Joe Boyd's autobiography. It's something called Bicycle Something. It's fantastic, and it's a great thing. He was roommates in New York and Boston with Jeff Muldaur, whose girlfriend was Maria D'Amato, who became Maria Muldaur, and he produced that great hit Midnight of the Oasis. Great song and great album. Ry Cooder's on it, and amongst others, but really great record.
Great.
There you go.
Thanks.
The Black Angels. Everyone told me, or several people told me, I should include this in my Neo Psych record since '68. I'm thinking they're from LA, but I can't remember. One of their records was produced by Sean Lennon. Black Angels, great psychedelic cover. Neo Psychedelic. This is about 5, 6 years old. Neo Psychedelic. Death Song, The Black Angels. Okay, do you remember Coffee Julie? Coffee Julie. If you guys are ever in Seattle,
Oh God.
she's got 3 cafes, Real Fine Coffee, right?
Yeah, that's me.
Go in there and pick her.
It's called Real Fine.
Real Fine,
We
REAL,
all
Real
Real
Fine.
Fine.
Come on, Real Fine. Great cafe. We got a whole plethora of music people. What's your favorite artist? Okay, watch the Halloween 2019
No,
video.
just don't do that.
So she's been here before. You just don't recognize her.
That's all good. It's
all
all
good.
good.
So-
well, here, cheers to 100th episode,
100.
dude. That's
So
amazing.
what, you gonna pick them all? You're gonna whack them all? You're gonna pick a record?
What happens after I pick them all? Will you explain that to the people that have never
Yes.
experienced
Go
that
pick.
before?
Go pick one.
I know, but what does that mean?
It means you're gonna randomly pick a record. That's all.
And then are you gonna see if we're gonna stump you of
great.
your
No.
knowledge of this particular record album?
Maybe.
Okay. All right. Later.
Okay. Come on, archivist. Pull.
I did.
Push me away.
Get out of here. Okay. I'm pulling.
See what I do?
Okay. This Coltrane sound.
Oh, really?
It looks like Peter Gabriel's melt. His face is melting. Atlantic Records. Is who produced this? Oh, it is Tom Dowd. Okay, I had a conversation recently with Tom Dowd. Tom Dowd's records, great engineer, great producer, but a lot of his records sound like shit. Or as you in the UK say, shite. Shite. You know? No, shite, that's German. Scheiße, shite, shit. But this is a good record, actually. It's kind of out there.
It's a real face melter.
How often are you
Okay. Thank you very much, Amanda. That is the archivist. Okay, anybody got some music?
Oh,
Yeah.
well,
Okay.
this is I've done this before, but fine album, right? Like for the
Battersea Park Station, London, on the
Little
Thames.
Animals, Pink Floyd, 77. I mean, really depressing, really existential. It's not very jazzy, but that's fine. Like it's an
Do you know
offset.
anything about this?
Like this.
You're really selling it there, pal.
Good album. Put it on when your mind is strong, when you're feeling uplifted. Put it on. It won't bring you down necessarily, but drink it with coffee. Drink it with maybe a beer.
Oh.
Call it good. Don't progress to the wall. Just stop here. Last stop. Animals.
Thank you. We'll phone you, Mr. Coffee Dave.
Thank you, sir.
Thing is, if these fuckers file shit away where I never,
Organized.
but I'll never find the record again. If he was gonna put Pink Floyd
Back in
in the W's, like
Why would you do that?
because the wall, but it's not the wall, and I wouldn't know that Animals. See, you can't have friends over to refile your records. Now, seriously,
Defile is right.
don't defile records. When you visit friends, you have library bin. put your things here. We'll refile them away. Oh,
So I have a question for you.
well, let's.
So
Okay, Mark, you
I
have a
want to
question.
show this. This is Sandy Denny, and the reason that I know who this is because she did a duet with Robert Plant on Led Zeppelin 4.
Right.
What is the name of that song?
It's a song on Led Zeppelin 4.
But anyway, so I want to know what else she did. She's
Okay.
like a folk singer, right?
Folk singer, folk rock singer. Sandy Denny, one of the most beautiful voices in British folk music, was a member of the Fairport Convention. Also fathering gay, a series of solo albums. One of her most famous songs that she wrote, one of the most beautiful folk pop ballads, is called "Who Knows Where the Time Goes," that Judy Collins had a hit from. And Sandy Denny died again, another unfortunate, drug, alcohol-related young death. Great, beautiful voice. Beautiful. This is again Joe Boyd, who I said produced all that other produced Sandy Denny.
So it was the Battle of Evermore was the one that she sang with Robert Plant.
Okay, I don't
The
remember
Battle of
that.
Evermore, great song, and beautiful voice. She really attributed a lot to that. It's great. And then I have one other.
You can have as many as you want.
Here's one of my favorite records in the world. And I'm going to talk about this for a minute, but I want
You talk about it better than I do.
I want to know what you know about this, because you might know stuff I don't know.
I don't know. Another weird thing that, like, he stabbed himself. How do you fucking stab yourself?
in the heart.
How do you stab yourself in the heart?
Supposedly. The question.
There's going to be a docudrama on that.
There already is, actually, but
Is there?
don't actually answer the question. But anyway, Elliott Smith, he was actually in Portland, Oregon, when he wrote this album. One of the songs, Rose Parade, is about the Rose Parade in Portland. It's annual. This is like one of my favorite albums in the world. Every single song on this album is absolutely amazing. My favorite song on this album is called No Name Number 5. He was famous for having songs in every album that he didn't give a name to. He just numbered them. So
Didn't know that.
this came out in the 90s. I think it was 94. It was his, maybe 93. The second album, great album. Do you have anything you want to
No, I love it. I don't know a lot about him personally and his music. I have more of his music on compact disc. I have maybe 2 or 3 records. That's all. I love him when I listen to him, but I don't know a lot about him. I just know the tragic side, unfortunately.
Yeah. I saw him live twice.
Really?
Yeah, I saw him live.
Was he kind of shy or
He's
introverted?
as shy as a person. He was a drug addict for sure.
So in a way, introverted like Nick Drake.
Right.
So you're pulling all these. Like,
Yeah, how does he? You're my therapist now.
my therapist is pulling these albums of tragic musical figures. Sandy Denny, Young Death. Elliott Smith, Young Death. Nick Drake, Young Death. What is this about?
What is this about? I'm gonna go find Jim Morrison.
Did you have a relationship with your mother? Did you get along with your mother? I mean, it's always about mothers and bananas. That's all it is in therapy. Cigars. And trains and tunnels and all that stuff. Okay.
Who do we got?
Okay.
Elise.
Elise. Okay.
I kept pulling a bunch of stuff I didn't know, so I just decided to lean into it and rely on Mazzy to tell me about the history of bongos.
I love this.
The Bonzo Dog Doodah Band. Now, first of all, I always like to start out when I can.
You said doodah.
I did say Doodah.
Doodad.
Tank Camptown Racing, sting this
Oh,
song.
I like
Doodah. Doodah. Camptown. Da, 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 da. Okay. Okay. There's a couple Beatle connections here. The Bonzo Dog Doodah Band were the Bonzo Dog Doodah Band were at the strip show sequence in Magical Mystery Tour, which you never saw, so whatever. But also one of the members is Neil Innes, who played Ron Nasty in the Ruddles.
That's Ron Nasty, ladies and gentlemen.
Ron Nasty is the John Lennon version, sort of. Now, Bonzos were like a British pop semi-comedy outfit troupe. They had a song called Urban Cowboy. No, not Urban Cowboy, I'm sorry. Urban Spaceman.
Way different.
Right. Okay, here's the other Beatle connection. Urban Spaceman was written by a man named Apollo C. Vermouth.
You know a lot of information.
I know shit. Apollo C. Vermouth was a pen name for Paul McCartney. Paul McCartney wrote the song Urban Spaceman that they sang. Comedy, funny stuff, parody stuff.
Yeah, he does that.
He does that very,
That's okay.
very clever. Okay, there we go. You're very clever.
Can you see that okay?
Yeah, very clever.
Right here?
Bonzo Dubent, this is like the best of the Bonzos, United Artists.
What are some of the other AKAs that McCartney used?
McCartney used Paul Ramon.
Paul Ramon.
Was the name.
Yeah.
He did Bernard Webb. Bernard Webb, he wrote Woman for Peter and Gordon. He wrote a bunch of songs early on thinking, you put Lennon McCartney on, the record's a hit. He wanted to see if the record would sell if he just wrote it and it wasn't written by Lennon McCartney. And
Prince did that too, I think, right?
Woman, don't you love me? Woman, da 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 da.
Well, thanks for sharing.
What about all the
Put it
the melted ballads,
How do you
like
agree not
No
to
More Lonely Nights?
That was his. He did that.
That was
Where'd
Yeah,
Liz
he did
go?
that.
Liz! Oh.
Okay.
I mean, I'm
Wait.
up for it.
So,
Julie.
hi. So I was kind of like Elise. I just picked one that just, kind of checked out that album cover. And
Do you know who Dr. John is?
well, not until Dr. Mark told me.
Dr. Mark. Ooh.
I don't know.
Doctor.
He sang. I forget now. 'Cause I'm under
Dr.
the-
John the Night Tripper. His real name is Mac Rebenak. New Orleans piano player, soulful. The whole New Orleans soulful piano thing. Worked with artists from the band to.
Yeah, but what was the song? The hit song, Matt?
Such a night. And ain't the right place at the wrong time.
That's it, yeah.
The wrong time at the right place at the wrong time.
Yeah.
Not on this album, but that's okay. That's okay. Dr. John the Night Trip. I'm Dr. John the Night Tripper.
Okay.
I like that.
We can do kind of
Will you tell me about Jack Elliott?
Ramblin' Jack Elliott.
Yes.
Ramblin' Jack Elliott,
Ramblin' Jack.
part of the New York Greenwich Village folk scene, part of the whole Bob Dylan troupe.
That's good stuff.
I never saw him back in the day, except I did see him when they had a tour of the Old Brother, Where Art Thou? You know that movie?
Yep.
They did a tour of those shows, and he was on that. And it's funny, he's this old, well, he was a young Jewish guy that wanted to be a cowboy. I'm sorry, I covered your face again. But see, here, we got to get on this side. Okay. He's a young Jewish guy that wanted to be a cowboy, Jack Elliott, Ramblin' Jack Elliott. I actually did a video on ramblin' folk music. Like, everybody wants to fucking ramble, right?
Ramblers.
I'm rambling
Let's get
around my
rambling.
town. Let's go rambling, Seriously, this is actually, folk music is great. I know there's a lot of people who watch these videos that think folk music is just like, pretentious stuff like a notch under prog music.
Ooh. That's a burn.
I know.
That's a burn to folk music.
Whoa, yeah, okay. But I love Jack Elliott. Jack Elliott's great. I mean, a friend of Dylan.
Yeah, that's probably how
yeah.
I know of Ramblin' Jack Elliott.
Yeah.
Through Dylan.
I don't know what else to say about him.
Thanks so much.
He does a cover here of Will Circle Being Broken and Diamond Joe, that another song that Dylan covered. House of the Rising Sun. Everyone and their aunt recorded House of the Rising Sun.
It's good stuff.
There he is.
This is it's their album. It's 1980. It's a great album, I think, for what it is, but cliche-ish, sure. But I like the album. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm done.
I'm gonna cut all this shit out, so don't worry about it.
It's so the whole wow.
This is a band that doesn't get a lot of love around here, and I like James. James, UK band. They had a couple albums that Brian Eno produced. This is called Laid. Really a wonderful, I want to say Britpop, but it doesn't sound like Britpop. And I'm thinking in the 90s this came out. I can't remember now. Late 90s, early 2000s. Someone's going to write it down and correct me. That's fine. Really wonderful record. Came out on vinyl, 2 LPs. I love this record. It's just got a great groove to it, really kind of moody. 5-0, One of the Three. One of the Three is such a beautiful song. So, Laid by James.
This is a good one. This Model Sessions right here. It's a great one.
Okay, my friends are failing me here now, so I'm gonna like do solo album. I love this record. Now this is after what Super Session, Bloomfield Cooper, live at the Fillmore. Is it Fillmore West? Yeah, Fillmore Auditorium, San Francisco, 1968. Al Cooper, Mike Bloomfield. What a great cover this is, because the cover artwork is by the great painter Norman Rockwell. And this is fantastic. There's a bizarre intro of Michael Bloomfield introducing the night, because I think one of the nights he like was totally fucked up and didn't show up. So it's a really good record. Great live record. Columbia Records. 1969 or 70. I don't remember.
So I grew up listening to this album. And
Huge hit, huge single
right,
that seemingly came out of nowhere.
right.
Unusual for a top 40 hit, in 1967.
Right.
From the South, Bobby Gentry. She's got that kind of raspy, soulful country, like country soul. A little bit like Dusty Springfield.
She has her own picking style on the guitar too. She has
Absolutely.
That, yeah.
And Ode to Billy Joel was a huge hit. This is not my original copy, but it's an older copy, but not an OG. My original copy of this I got from my friend Danny, who was in my band when I was a kid. Gave me 3 albums for my bar mitzvah in September of 1967. He gave me Bobby Gentry, Ode to Billy Joel. He gave me Surrealistic Pillow, Jefferson Airplane. And he gave me Silver Throat by Bill Cosby.
Oh,
Album,
really?
Bill Cosby Sings. Golden Throat or Silver Throat, you know what I'm talking about?
I do, yeah.
Little Old Man. And but this is a great record. She's had a little bit of revitalization career-wise. There's a great CD box comp that I showed on one of my CD videos. Great country folk soul. You like this record? I mean, do you like her?
Yeah, I love the song, and the rest of the album is simple.
Early top loader of the White Album.
You do. Self-titled White Album, and I asked Mazzy if he had this because I was curious. This is the original top-loading, rather than side-loading version of this on Apple. It was. You want to take that?
Well, it comes out. It came originally as black thing. I obviously re-sleeved it. It came with a black inner, top loading. This is a stereo copy I do not have. I wish I had a mono original top loader. I do not.
But yeah, and this is the numbered on the bottom. It has they numbered all these when they first came out.
They did.
Yeah.
Ringo had 000001.
I wonder who had number 9.
Number 9.
Right?
Yeah. I do not know. It would have been appropriate for John or Yoko to get it, but
Apparently, when they put this out, they did 12 copies of 00001.
you know, I did not know that, or I forgot that. See, as much as I know about the Beatles, I kind of forget this shit.
How can you know everything about the Beatles and hold on to it all the time?
You can't.
You can't. There's just too much information.
Archivist.
Hi.
Gordon Beck is a
So,
jazz
I don't know if
pianist.
we've ever talked about this record before or not.
Oh,
And Joe Strummer was in a band before The Clash.
Like that a lot, but yeah, I
So.
don't think I have.
Gordon
There
Beck.
you go.
He did 2
The
albums,
101ers.
and they're both.
I mean,
it's just like
if you
jazz.
are a
Way more
Clash
jazz.
fan,
It's not quite. It's not,
you know
progressive.
the
But
101ers.
it's
Super fusiony.
really
If you're
good.
kind
It's
of
just the 2 of them, and they just go
just
for it. It's really good.
getting into it,
Can you just?
maybe you don't know
I'm
I'll
assuming
bet
so.
you can find
the
it.
101ers.
I think, was it a record store?
It's like,
It was a record store day,
Alan Common.
and it's on Rent.
It was on Warner Brothers for a bit. It's like it's just an EP, which is it's a weird
Yeah,
EP.
you listened to it when he did the UK, that one.
The songs in this
That's the first time I
record
heard
are pretty amazing.
That came out in 78.
If you like The Clash, obviously it's a no-brainer. But also, because there are kind of like pop hits on here that are sleepers,
Very,
Keys to Your Heart
It's straight ahead,
comes to
progressive.
mind
It shows a
immediately
picture
because
of like
for me
it's
that's
like Bill Bruford
one
on
of
drums on the cover.
the
No, the covers
standout
is all
hits
four
on
of
this
them.
record, I think.
Yeah.
The one-on-oneers were kind of
There's Alaska, song on Alaska.
the testing ground, you know, like Joe Strummer's getting his kind of sea legs. It was kind
Great
of
album.
like
Love it. That was the first time I heard
early days. And if I remember correctly, if you watch the documentary, I think we watched it together. The Future is Unwritten.
Interesting too, you know, just listening to,
Chrissy Hine talks about in that documentary
so
that
Is that David
came out
Attenborough?
in 81.
It's not David Attenborough.
No, we saw that together. Don't you remember?
Oh, the Julian Temple documentary.
Yeah, we saw it together.
We saw it at the Mill Valley Film Festival
Absolutely, we did.
with your friend from the UK,
Damien.
Damien, if you're watching out there, Damien, you're in the UK.
He is in the UK now. He wasn't at the time. He was in San Francisco. He was my colleague, and he's amazing. Great documentary. Yes. Great record. Record Store Day release. Can't say enough about it. Go check it out. Why not? What the hell do you have? Blues? Keys to Your Heart. Excellent mixtape favorite. Sleeper hit. Can't lose.
I'm going to show jazz fusion, but not that fucking rock and roll fusion that everyone pretends they like but don't really like. Chick Corea died last year. Oh my God. I like Return Forever. I like Chick Corea. Some of this fusion stuff gets a little intense. I don't mind intense stuff, but this album, Cling, I heard it cling. Chick Corea. This is a beautiful record. I think Stanley Clarke is on it. The Usual Suspects. Steve Gadd. Great. One of the great syncopated drummers. That's not Bill Bruford. That he was on like Steely Dan Asia and all that. Amazing drummer.
Okay.
I love this record. Gail Moran singing. I think, was he married to Gail Moran? I think so. This is a pretty record. It's Polydor. You can get it fairly inexpensively. It's a beautiful package, beautiful cover. Obviously jazz fusion, but not the heavy, like crazy, whacked out fusion with some Spanish flourishes.
What's this? Tell me about it.
Frippanino. Oh, come on. Okay.
See, that is a bad office environment.
This is
Today, we would all say that's a bad office environment.
This is kind of like what happened during the post. This is a post-pandemic.
This is pre-pandemic.
Okay.
Because no one would work in a glass office like that. Not even Ed Halston.
Do you really not know what this is? Halston. Do you know what this is at all?
We watched that documentary.
Not the Fripp. We watched the Halston documentary. That's a whole other issue. Okay, Robert Fripp, King Crimson. Robert Fripp, King Crimson. He's King Crimson. Amazing guitar player. He did the intro on Heroes, David Bowie Heroes. That
Never done one until
you don't know it. Brian
I
Eno.
know it.
Yeah, I know you know it. This is a
and so we met through that.
yeah. This is Heavenly. The Heavenly Music Corporation is side one.
Literally, it says it right on there.
And
It's heavenly.
side two reminds me of you a little bit.
Really?
She's gonna slap me for this. It's called Swastika Girls. No, I only say that. I only say that because the arc of his birthday is the day before Adolf Hitler's. Right?
Such a jerk.
Are you sure?
My father was a Vulcan. Do you know this?
What are you talking about?
The song on Tilly's record, Swastika Girls. Do you know this record, Dave?
No, I don't. No, that's why I was like, what? Like, wow. Like,
Promo copy.
you get this, like,
Yeah,
you always know the notchers.
I'd like to congratulate Mazzy on his 100 Whack-A-Mole. I did a tribute to Mazzy once. I did a Wacky Yoko. me and Mazzy, we actually have quite a bit in common. A lot more than some people seem to think. I know there's a lot of people out there that don't like Mazzy. There's even more out there that don't like me. And it's for completely different reasons. And what I find funny about that is how much me and him actually have in common. I just want to say I love Mazzy. I really do. He's got a very successful YouTube channel, which should come as no surprise because he's successful in everything he does. Now, as far as the differences, they were quite apparent in our recent Record Store Day videos. In the opening sequence of Mazzy's, he interviews a tweaker. In the opening sequence of mine, I'm threatening the tweakers with a hatchet. Anyways, take care, everybody. Love you, Maz.
Opt out. Opt out.
Say no to violence.
And it's not his music. Our Crumb is a cartoon. That's
Silence
quite
is
loud.
not security.
It is his music.
Oh, it is? Oh, he's in it?
He plays banjo
Oh, he
vocals.
does? Oh, okay, okay.
He's Art Crumb. Most of you psychedelic old farts know Art Crumb because he designed the cover of Cheap Thrills. Janis Joplin, Big Brother, Holy Company, Cheap Thrills, 1968, Columbia Records.
Yes.
He also did Keep on Truckin' and all the
He is old cartoon thing.
cartoon things. There's a great documentary called Crumb. He sold his house. He traded his archive of illustrations to a guy in France for a house in the south of France. And him and his wife moved to the south of France. The documentary is incredible about his crazy brothers. It's really well.
It is really good.
Yeah, it's really. Yeah. But he collects 78s and a lot of old blues, old jazz recordings, music from the 20s and 30s. And he made a couple of records under this moniker, Art Crumb, the Cheap Suit Serenaders. Kind of old-timey music.
Very old-timey.
It's in a way like Woody Allen, who plays clarinet with his jazz thing every Monday night. Used to be at Michael's Pub. Oh, Terry Zwigoff is a director who directed Crumb.
That's right.
He directed Crumb. He directed, what's the movie with Steve Buscemi who collects records?
Oh.
And Ghost World. He directed Ghost World. He directed Art School Confidential. He's a Bay Area guy. And he plays music. And Terry Zwigoff is on here. He lives in San Francisco. I used to see him around San Francisco a lot.
But this is really old-timey. He sounds like he's playing the songs that he used to listen to on those 78s.
It sounds like old 78 stuff. It's a great record. It's on Blue Goose Records, kind of a retro bluesy. This is actually really good.
Great stuff.
It is great.
Yeah, I forgot that he played on this.
Yeah, he's the guy. If I don't know, I make it up, Mark.
Yeah.
Okay. Merle Haggard and the Strangers, Freeway Entrance. Oh my God. The Bakersfield Sound in prison sees Johnny Cash, says, "I want to do what you're doing," and
I know who that is.
Great stuff. Merle Haggard and the Strangers.
Fantastic record.
But it's got the Strangers, some of the best Telecaster country stuff. The Bakersfield Sound, the two main guys of that country movement in the 60s were Merle Haggard and Buck Owens.
Buck Owens!
Beatle Connection.
So good!
Really? You like Buck Owens?
Oh, adore Buck Owens.
I didn't know you. We didn't. This is something I learned from you.
Really?
I don't know. I know you like Joe Strummer, but I didn't know you liked Buck Owens.
Oh, yeah.
You added. Okay.
This is my random grab,
right.
and I actually know the band, and Peter Noon is the lead singer of the Herman's Hermits, and they had a lot of hit songs in the mid-60s. Mrs. Brown, I can't remember some of the other ones.
Mrs. Brown, You Had to Love a Daughter.
Yeah.
No Milk Today. She's a Kinda Hush.
That's right.
Henry VIII I Am.
Henry VIII. We should sing that right now.
I'm Henry VIII I am. Henry VIII I am. I got married to a widow next door. She's been 7 times before, and everyone was an Henry. Henry! She wouldn't take a Willie or a Sam. No, Sam! She's an 8th of Dunham Henry. Henry VIII I am. Henry VIII, I am. Da-da-da. Da-da-da.
You heard it first. I couldn't sing it.
And you know,
amazing.
Some of the songs,
Absolutely
like some of the,
incredible.
okay, this is a good thing. Some of the songs, like No Milk Today, that they did also, was written by Graham Gouldman, who would later be a member of 10cc.
That's right.
Songs are produced by Mickey Most,
Most.
who also produced Donovan.
Dead Kennedys.
Great stuff. Is Museum on here?
I mean,
Yeah.
oh,
Yes,
sorry.
Museum is on
Sex
here.
Pistols.
Museums,
Sex
museums.
Pistols.
I think Donovan wrote the song Museum. The woman here.
Hey.
We're the real music folks. And not that we don't like the other ones, but they kind of
Yeah, they-
retreated.
they-
So Whack-A-Mole 100, thanks for joining us, and I really appreciate it.
And Mazzy, congratulations. on
Congratulations!
Congratulations on 100.
100. Yay.
100.
Here's the Mazzy.
Centenarian of a different kind. Right?
Fuck out of here.
Yeah!
We are the
Congratulations
truth.
to Mazzy.
Thank you. No, but you. Thank you for whacking and sticking with this for almost 12,000 subscribers. I really appreciate it.
Happy 100.
Now
Mazzy.
I'm kissing my own ass there. But thank you.
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
It's good.
Mazzy loves you.
Mazzy loves you.
Okay, so there's this guy that makes videos like Daddy, and his name is Mazzy. What do you think of that name?
It's good.
It's a good name? It's his nickname. It's not really his real name. His name's Norman Maslov. Which do you think's better, Norman or Mazzy?
Mess.
You like Mazzy? And when he does his videos at the very end, he goes, Mazzy loves you. Would you like to watch his videos? You would? You can't watch his videos though. You know why?
Why?
Because he says lots of bad words. Yeah, like that. He does this thing that he calls whack-a-mole.
Whack-a-mole?
Yeah.
I've heard of a game called Whack-a-mole.
Yeah, that's right. There is a game called Whack-A-Mole, but for some reason, he took the name for his thing that he does, where he reaches behind, like on his record shelves, and he pulls records off the shelf without looking at them, and then he talks about them. It's supposed to show like how much he knows about music. How much do you know about music?
It spears your mind.
Were you trying to say it expands your mind?
Yes.
Yeah, it does expand your mind. If Mazzy pulled records off the shelf to talk about them, which ones would you hope he would pull off the shelf? What's your favorite record you're listening to right now? You always ask to listen to in the car. Weezer. Yeah.
And do you know what song I hope it is?
What?
Buddy Holly and In the Garage.
In the garage?
I play my stupid song. And I love everyone.
That's right.
I'm gonna be quite honest. I love waking up to Mazzy.